Audio.
Sound. Oh Christ.
God. Okay. This will be an interesting one for episode 5.
Christmas came early on the Chicken Tracks podcast.
It literally did, yeah. We left it up to fate. Santa delivered a
real lump of coal.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
Maybe we should give a little bit of a disclaimer. I feel like this one's going to have a little bit more profanity.
Probably. Yeah.
So I guess beware, because me and Chris are kind of in a different mood.
I think so. Well, it's been a long day. We recorded a podcast.
Yeah.
Watched a movie, and now we're recording the second one. So it's been a few hours now.
Yeah. So what we did, if you saw the Instagram, did you post that?
Not yet.
Okay.
But when they're watching this,
if you've seen the Instagram post, we decided to go on Tubi and choose a movie, but leave it up to fate with a few dice rolls.
Yeah.
So we went to the original Tubi Originals tab, the genre, and we did a couple rolls, one for the row and then one for the column.
Yeah. So leaving it up to fate.
Literally, yeah. So with the dice rolls, we came up with.
Can't remember. You remember the number?
No, not the number, but the movie title.
Oh Christ! Right when I saw it, I wanted to be ill. Most Wanted Santa.
Most Wanted Santa.
Which the thing is, on Tubi, it's like there's so many bad movies and so many that you see that you want to watch instead, and then we land on the most boring one.
And we literally just finished watching it maybe about 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's pretty fresh in our mind.
Yeah.
So I guess let's get into it while we'll
jump right in.
While we're at it. Maybe I'll give a couple statistics while I have it on my phone. So this is a movie made in 2021. It's an hour and 23 minutes long. The synopsis is an FBI agent and a detective team up to find the criminal behind missing rare artwork. The number one suspect, an unexpectedly handsome Santa Claus.
Oh God, yeah.
So take that as you will, I guess.
Which seems like an easy criminal to catch. We're looking for the sexiest Santa in town.
Yeah, literally. The guy who gives off about 100 Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson looks.
Yes.
The raising of the eyebrow.
Yeah, the actor throughout it. Yeah, he's doing the eyebrow raises and
yeah.
This is like a Hallmark movie, but a thousand times worse. I would say.
Oh, I don't know. Hallmark movies are really bad.
Yeah, I guess I haven't seen enough.
Oh man. This movie was filmed primarily in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
I think that was literally the only place. Yep. There's no other filming locations. Couldn't find anything on the budget, so we can only speculate at that point. On IMDb,
does it have a rating?
It does have a rating.
What is it?
Well, out of stars. It doesn't have a Metascore. It has a 6.6 out of 10.
What? Dude, what? No, there's got to be the only people who have seen this movie and voted it on are the people that worked on the movie.
Literally,
and even they couldn't give it higher than a fucking 6.5. What? I was expecting a 4, and even that would have shocked me. A 4 would have shocked me.
4 would have been really, really high still.
Yeah.
We will leave our ratings till the end, I think.
For sure. Maybe we're hinting too close.
We haven't told each other what our ratings. We have had a lot of commentary throughout the movie.
For sure.
And a lot of questions.
Yeah. A lot of shaking our head and going, when's it all going to end? Yeah, oh my God.
The other thing I'll say, I mean, you've watched a lot more stuff on Tubi than I have, I think. The commercials just make it last that much longer. So if you're watching a bad movie, it's it takes twice as long.
And normally I find on Tubi, because when you watch a bad movie, there'll be less commercials because less people are watching that movie. But because it's a Tubi original, they just load it with ads. So it's I don't know, there was a lot of ad breaks.
There was, yeah. It was maybe in 10. One was at least 10 minutes within the other one. So it was oh, come on.
Yeah, it's it's not like I'm watching some big blockbuster. I'm watching something that I'm the only person who's ever watched it. You know, I think on Letterboxd there was 30 reviews. So it's even that's shocking.
That's a lot.
That's shocking.
I think, they should do. I would just rather have 6 ads in the beginning, 6 ads in the middle, and 6 ads at the end. So I'm not prolonging just watching a shit movie for another 20 minutes.
Yeah.
It just made it that much more agonizing.
Yeah, and it's a Tubi original, so it's like, I wonder if Tubi bought the rights to it, or if they like funded it.
Maybe.
But they should just like, for the Tubi originals, just to get more people to watch it, just do no ads. Like, they're making probably most of their ad money off of like when they show like, you know, whatever movies they have on there. That Adam Sandler one we saw, Little Nicky. You know, that's when they're probably like, no one's watching this movie, so they're not making money off the ads. No way.
Yeah.
So just get rid of them.
Yeah. So I guess let's get into it.
Okay.
I mean, we read the plot. We kind of let everyone know what it's about.
It's so convoluted, and it's like there's so much happening, but at the same time, so little happening.
Yeah. So it basically opens up with it's like a Christmas party's going on.
Yeah.
Sorry. The very first shot is like this just jacked, sweaty black dude.
Oh yeah.
Getting ready in his like really nice apartment, and he's looking through his Santa Claus costumes.
Yeah.
So he picks out his Santa Claus costume. It kind of cuts to a kind of a little swanky Christmas party. Clearly just someone's apartment. They have like 10 people in there.
Yeah.
So obviously they don't have the cast and crew to like provide what would be like a giant party.
No.
Anyways,
That was probably the most people in one room in the entire movie, though.
I think so. I think you're right. Yeah, it's about 10.
Yeah.
Which is not much. So it kind of shows like this kind of fancy guy's giving a speech about how he had to downsize his company, what he called right sizing.
Wow, I can't believe you remember that.
I do remember that.
Jeez.
Company's called Capital Finance, I think. Capital Finance. And so it kind of shows like the Santa kind of walking around the party, and then he goes upstairs, knows exactly where there's a hidden painting, because mind you, he's stealing artwork. So he knows exactly where this hidden safe is, knows exactly how to crack it, because I guess he's a mastermind.
Yeah, he has special glasses.
Yeah, he has like the most high-tech glasses for a movie set in 2021.
I know, and somehow it reads the passcodes in real time, because the guy later, it's mentioned that the passwords on his safe change every 60 seconds.
Every 60 seconds, yeah.
So somehow his glasses can read that,
I guess, because it was discovered that he was hacking in real time or something like that.
whatever that means. First off, what? I don't know.
So he finds this painting in like the shittiest safe ever. You'd think if because they say that this painting is valued at $15 million.
Looks like someone just like shoved that painting in there.
Yeah,
like it's not well kept.
It's not like wrapped up. It's not like bordered up or anything. It's just in his crappy safe, no protection whatsoever, behind another painting. It's not guarded by anyone. It's not in like a massive bank vault or anything.
No, it's a little vault in the wall that has a painting.
Yeah,
a replica of the expensive painting that's in the safe.
Yeah,
is what it's behind.
Yeah. So he steals this painting, throws it in a garbage bag, throws it on his back. No, it doesn't care. Gonna ruin $15 million worth of painting.
Puts a lump of coal in the safe with a little bow.
Because he's been a bad boy, I guess, the Capital Finance guy. And then Santa takes a selfie with a chick and leaves.
Yeah, because there's a random girl at the party who like wants to have sex with Santa for no reason at all.
He's buff.
Yeah, but you can't tell that Santa suit. He just looks like some scrawny ass bitch. Like, I just mean like, why does she want to like, all of a sudden she's all flirty with Santa? Ugh.
It came out of nowhere.
So yeah, they take a bunch of selfies.
Yeah, she whispers something in his ear, and you can only imagine what she's saying to him, because he's like,
yeah, he's like, you're gonna be on my naughty list.
Yeah.
Plus, as a criminal, why is he taking photos of people at the party? I'd be like, sorry, can't do it.
Yeah.
You know, he's like, he literally is the worst criminal ever.
Yeah, terrible.
Yeah.
Doesn't cover up his tracks very well.
No, he leaves like calling cards, which is the coal. It's like,
yeah. Also, was he wearing gloves when he dropped that off, or?
I'm assuming he had black gloves on.
I didn't notice that. I didn't notice. Anyways, it's like, dust it for fingerprints. Like, dust the doorknobs and stuff. Like, he touched the doorknob on the way out. Like, dust. I don't know. Anyways, so then he leaves the party, and then we kind of get introduced to our protagonist, Harper, who also goes by Rachel Fox.
I don't know how you're remembering this. So yeah, there's like where the crime scene happened, there's the local police is there, who's
Yeah.
one of our main characters too, Detective Lopez or Sergeant Lopez or something.
Something like
The
that,
girl. And then
yeah.
the FBI agent shows up, who's like the main character.
Yeah.
And that's, what's her name?
Her real name's Harper.
Yeah, okay,
Something.
Harper. We'll just
Yeah.
call her Harper.
Harper.
Yeah.
So she's kind of like, you kind of see her walking along the street. Like, I think we kind of jump forward a little bit, but she's walking along the street. She talks to this other Santa who doesn't even try, which we kind of found out later is who, what's his name? Something
Joe DeQuino.
DeQuino.
Which we didn't know who he was, and then we looked it up. He's the guy from Seinfeld, if you watch Seinfeld, who bets with Elaine that Dustin Hoffman is in Star Wars, and he bets like going out for dinner with her so that they can have a dinner together, you
Yeah.
know? So he's in this, so clearly he's gone nowhere and
hit rock bottom.
hit rock bottom for sure.
Yeah. So she's talking to this, just doesn't even try kind of Santa.
In the
doesn't even
street.
put on a beard.
No.
And he's asking her what she wants for Christmas, what she really wants, and she's like, I can't tell you what I really want. And they're just going back and forth. I'll say every scene in this movie lasts for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's the longest 5 minutes you've ever sat through.
Yeah. The scene like starts, it makes its point, tells you the information you need to know, and you go, all right, what's next? And then they still talk for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Because he's like, what do you want for Christmas? And she's like, I want Van Gogh's Starry Night to fall asleep to. And he's like, yeah, I can't get you that. What else do you want? And then she's
Yeah.
like, basically, love or a man. You
Yeah.
know, that kind of hints at that
Yeah.
like she needs a man.
Yeah. So while she's talking to this Santa, she gets robbed. Just mugged by this guy.
Yeah, like takes her purse.
Takes her purse and runs away. It was the shittiest chase scene I've ever seen. He runs and he's running at like not even trying to get away, and then she's like, when she gets bumped from her purse being taken, she's in like this like track and field pose, like she's about to start a 100-meter dash.
Yeah.
And then it's like the slowest run I've ever seen. I guess she would be in heels, so maybe you can't run that fast.
Yeah.
Our most wanted Santa has ditched his costume and is hiding behind a dumpster now.
And wait, why is he behind the dumpster?
I guess
He's just
he was
hiding there?
just hiding, ditching his costume, because yeah. And so then she grabs this thief, doesn't beat him up. I mean, she like puts him in an arm bar or whatever. And then the most wanted Santa guy, who she doesn't know is a Santa Claus, comes out from behind the dumpster. She knees him in the stomach.
Yeah, because she thinks he's like another criminal.
Yeah. And then they kind of hit it off. It's love at first sight.
By the dumpster.
By the dumpster, yeah. I think that's like probably the only place that they could have filmed, like low key. Like that's why they chose like an
they should have
alleyway.
ended the movie at the dumpster, full circle. You know?
Yeah. Like, and he found another. Okay, yeah, because they see each other. She's suspicious of him. He finds a lamp in the dumpster.
Yeah, she's like, wait. After they like flirt and are attracted to each other, she's like, wait, why are you behind a dumpster? And then he's
Yeah.
like,
oh, this.
I love this lamp. And he goes over to the dumpster and pulls out a lamp.
Yeah, like that's not suspicious.
No.
But like you said, it should have ended full circle there.
Yeah,
And he finds
totally.
another lamp.
Yeah,
Or
totally.
she finds a lamp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, whenever people question him, like, why are you behind the dumpster? He looks so guilty and confused. It's like, instantly you'd be like, okay, this guy's lying, you know?
Yeah. Anyways, what happens after that?
So yeah, basically later it shows the cops at the house where the painting was stolen, and this character shows up, which we don't know she's FBI yet, and then we're like, why is she at this party?
Yeah.
Then it turns out she's FBI. She got called to go to the house, which she just happened to be around the corner from. Dude, I don't know what happens. She meets Sergeant Lopez, who's the local cop.
Hold on, let me confirm the name. Is that her name?
Yeah, Lopez.
Is
Yeah,
it
yeah.
Sergeant Lopez?
Yeah, or
Detective
Detective Lopez, whatever. She's the local cop.
Yeah, Carly Lopez. You're right.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're all catty to each other. Like, they're like not getting along.
Yeah.
Like, ooh, the FBI is coming to do my thing. That's it, really. Nothing happens in that
Yeah.
scene. And then it cuts to the next day, and Detective Lopez is at like her precinct area, which is like clearly just an LA office, not a precinct at all.
Yeah, yeah.
And she's talking to her sergeant,
Who doesn't look like his captain.
the captain.
Her captain, which it's like at least try to make him look like a captain. Like the guy's just dressed in like a polo.
He looks like some guy you would see at like a club on a Saturday
Literally,
night,
yeah.
trying to pick up like younger girls than him. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, they didn't give him like a cop jacket.
No.
Obviously that wasn't in the budget. It all went to the Santa suits.
And Joe DeQuino or whatever
Joe
the hell his
DeQuino,
name was.
yeah. So this guy does not look like a captain. You're just like, wait, because they say, oh, Captain, like blah 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 blah, and it's like he just looks like a random guy.
Yeah, he does. Yeah,
he looks like the precinct bitch.
Yeah. Oh,
Like,
totally.
He does not look like a captain at all.
He is muscly. I'll give him that. That's the only thing that makes him look like he has a little bit of authority.
Yeah.
He's got some triceps.
He's a little too young to be a captain. I picture a police captain being old and crusty.
Yeah, and he's like stupid.
Yeah.
Too. He's like obsessed with pastries and shit.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, because they're talking. The captain and Detective Lopez are talking, and Lopez is saying how like, oh, this FBI Barbie or whatever. Which, by the way, they're not. It's not far off because the main girl who's an FBI agent does not look like no one looks like a cop or an FBI agent or a captain.
And they definitely don't like act like one either.
They don't. Yeah.
You know,
like when I think of an FBI agent, I think of someone who wears like just some sort of what's it called? Like almost like dress shirt, very plain.
Yeah.
This chick is like dressed up like she's going shopping at the mall or going
totally.
to a
like
fashion
Victoria's
show.
Secret. Like yeah.
Victoria's Secret's like lingerie and stuff.
Well, you know,
I mean, like it's not far off.
Yeah. Or Tiffany's or whatever. I don't know what the hell it is. It's just stupid looking.
Yeah. So no one looks like anything in this movie.
They look like I was saying to you, like out of a magazine or something. You know, like
like they're showing off some fashion wear.
Yeah.
So like that's one thing. It's like you can't get past that. They're always eating cookies.
Yeah, because the FBI agent, whenever she comes to the precinct, she like brings bakeries that are like hard to get into because there's a big lineup.
Yeah.
But because she's an FBI agent, she has like hookups.
She can get in. Yeah.
So the sergeant's like, "Whoa, you got into that bakery? Damn!" And then they're like, the cop Lopez is all like jealous because she brought in her homemade snacks.
Yeah, no one likes them.
And the FBI agent brought in like good snacks.
Yeah.
Oh god, dude.
It's basically a movie about snacks.
Yeah, and apparently her cooking, Detective Lopez's cooking is so bad that a fellow officer, somehow she made her icing so sharp that he cut his lip open.
Yeah,
and bled so bad.
7 stitches.
Yeah, 7 stitches on her
on his lip.
Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah. Anyways, what else happens? They talk about cookies.
God, dude, it's so convoluted. It's so confusing. Like trying to get it together here.
There is about like 4 or 5 plot points going on at the same time. So they got to find this Santa. They got to find out like why he's stealing it. Mm-hmm. You find out later that the main character is an orphan.
Yeah.
So she doesn't know who her real parents are. Her adopted parents both died.
Yeah.
Which is like, it's almost too coincidental that her adopted parents, her dad was a cop, her mom was an art teacher. So she's a cop and she loves art.
Yeah, because
she's in the art department of FBI.
Yes. Yeah, because like the main character Harper, she's like kind of like a savant, like she knows everything about everything.
Yeah.
Basically, I just kind of my head clued in. I can pretty much sum up the plot. Basically, Harper and Lopez decide that they'll go undercover.
Yeah.
Harper will pretend to be someone buying art for a boss.
For her boss, her fake boss.
Yes. And Lopez will pretend to be, for some reason, the accountant because she looks like she's dressed like an accountant.
She looks, yeah.
So they basically decide they got to find the person who deals with the highest priced art in LA. And they'll ask for a painting that's worth $15 million.
Yeah.
Because the painting that was stolen was worth $15 million.
Yeah.
So that means she'll have that painting, then they can figure out where she bought that painting from, and that can start to lead them to who stole the painting.
Yeah. God. Yeah, and like, it's like, this movie made everything too easy. The FBI character knows everything. They go to this art gallery to try and find, like, this is their first step into this, like, crime scene or whatever. Yeah. They go to this random art gallery, talk to this chick, and they're like, "Oh, like, do you have any paintings here worth $15 million?" Or like, no, like we're just like local art or I don't know. And then this FBI detective's great wit or whatever you want to call it is like, "Ooh, I really like your necklace or whatever." Or, your ring. It's an emerald cut
from 1920.
Yeah, and this art chick the chick who owns the art store that they're at is like, thank you very much. Yeah, actually, there is a party going on from this lucrative art dealer who is very successful.
Yeah.
And only talks to private clients. But yeah, you can go talk to her.
Yeah.
And it's like, so they just get in from this random art dealer chick.
Yeah, just by complimenting her.
Just by complimenting her ring.
Yeah.
Like thanks for the compliment, but like I still don't know anything.
Yeah.
Like,
I know.
So it was so bad.
And every scene is just people standing and talking.
Before we get too far, this movie had so many digital keyframe cuts, which I guess if you don't really know what that means, is instead of cutting to a totally separate camera angle, they take the current camera angle and then digitally keyframe it in.
Yeah, so it's digitally just zoom in.
It just digitally zooms it in.
It's like cropping the frame,
basically
cropping the shot.
So it's like they don't try. So it's like if they have two characters talking together in one frame, and then they don't want to change angles, they just like cut it into the one character standing to the left, and then they cut it into the other character on the right.
Yeah,
is so annoying. There's had to be hundreds of those in the movie.
Like hundreds. If someone was like, okay, I'm going to text this person, they would have to like crop a zoom in on the phone to make sure we know they're texting the person. It's like, who cares?
Yeah. So they do a lot of that. I didn't notice as much. Like I kind of lost track halfway through the movie because I was like, oh my god, this is so bad. How many times we can see a camera in a reflection?
Yeah, it's constant.
Which the first one it was a
it wasn't like just the opening shot,
like an establishing shot of
an elevator
an elevator going down, but you see the person holding not a camera but their phone, looking into the glass, and you can see the person's fingers in the reflection.
You can see the perfect person. If we paused it, we could have made out all the details of their face.
So that's number one. The second one was when they come out of the art gallery after talking to that first chick about her ring. The door swings open and you see the full camera crew.
Yeah.
Boom operator, camera operator, director. You see them all in the reflection. I don't understand how that gets past so many people.
Oh, they noticed. They're just like, next scene. Who cares?
No one's gonna see that.
Yeah. Like they're not doing more than one take. Yeah. For sure.
Yeah. It's like they didn't even try to hide it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like as you think of it as a camera operator, be like, oh damn, like I can see us in the angle. We should change angles. I'll keep going. It's okay. Who cares? It's a Tubi original.
Oh yeah, for sure. They probably literally had like 6 days to film this, if that. I can't imagine them getting any more than 6 days.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, yeah, it looks like it was rushed because it was dog shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Where were we? So they got out of the.
So they get the lead place to find the big art dealer. So they go to her place to talk to her, and then we basically get the answer to the movie. They walk into this like high-end art gallery, and there's like a pipe in a glass casing, and it's like Kris Kringle's pipe or something.
Santa Claus's pipe.
And then she's like, back in whatever BC, Kris Kringle was actually someone who stole from the poor and gave to the rich.
Yeah.
So then we're like, oh, okay, obviously that's what Santa's doing in this movie then.
Yeah.
Because it turns out the guy who plays Santa, what's his name in the movie?
Chris North.
It's
Kris Kringle, North Pole.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Not only is he dressing up as Santa, he's basically like his name's Santa.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, Chris North. I got accidentally calling him Chris Pole.
Yeah, you did, Chris Pole. That'd be honestly a better name, I think.
Yeah. So they're at this party. They meet the high-end art dealer. They're kind of like asking her about paintings, and she's like, yeah, I can probably help with you there. And then they turn around, and the pipe's gone out of the casing.
Yeah.
And then you look up, and Santa's on the stairs.
Yeah.
For some reason, he runs up. The 2 FBI agents chase him.
Yeah.
He goes into a bedroom, closes the door, opens another door, and goes out on a balcony.
Yeah.
And there's nowhere for him to go.
Nowhere.
At all.
No.
He's stuck. So we're like, ooh, how's he going to get out of this one?
Yeah.
So then the detectives run out onto the balcony, and he's gone. And then I was like, oh, you know what? They're going to show him hanging off the balcony or something.
Yeah.
They never tell you what happened.
No, he's just gone.
He's just gone.
Literally. And it would have been more interesting. It would have been more funny if he actually was Santa Claus and you see him like riding off in a sleigh with reindeer.
Well, that's what I was betting to you. I'm like, I guarantee he's Santa because there's no other possible way he got off that balcony without getting on some reindeer.
And this is how those like shitty sort of Hallmark movies end.
Oh yeah.
Hallmark type movies end is like, he's Santa Claus and she's gonna be Mrs. Claus, and
exactly.
turns out he actually does have control of snow and knows how to fly away or go up it. Like that would have been funny
For sure.
I would have laughed at that.
Yeah. And like most movies have to explain how the person got away. Like, you know, the detectives will look around, they'll go, he's not out here, and they'll go back inside, and then it'll like pan up and he's like up on the ceiling thing.
Yeah.
This one, it doesn't even tell you what happened. He's way too high up. Like, where did he go? I don't understand where he went. It's impossible.
They don't really like lean into it too much, right?
They should have explained it. At least show him like hanging off the balcony with like a really bad green screen. At least it would have made me laugh. They just don't even care about explaining it to you. It's like, I just believe he got away somewhere.
I don't think they knew how to do it because they're like, we don't know how to show him hanging off of a balcony.
They probably spent like a whole day debating, like, how are we going to get him to get away out of this situation?
Let's just cut it.
Yeah, just cut it. Who cares? No one cares. No one's watching this movie anyway.
So that happens. They go back to the precinct, have some more sugar cookies, talk to the captain. He's like all like orgasmic over these muffins and cookies that they bring.
Croissant muffins.
Cruffins, yeah. Like the captain is useless until like the end. He's like, all he does is eat pastries.
Yeah, he's not involved in any investigation. There's only two people on this investigation. Who about a $15 million painting being stolen.
$15 million painting, $2 million pipe, and then eventually, $1 million pipe, and like eventually like a $2 million necklace.
Yeah,
we're kind of jumping around a little bit, but it's like
it's
this
hard
movie
to remember.
This movie was just, it doesn't grab your attention because, like we said, it's so boring.
Yeah,
it's like literally scenes can last for like 10 minutes of just them talking, and then you're like, there was a couple moments where I was like, wait, what was that scene about?
Well, that's what you turned to me. There's one scene, and then you turned to me, and I didn't pick up on one thing they were saying that entire time. Also, because the audio's horrible.
The audio was bad. There's a lot of time when they're talking, and then the music is going at the same time, but the music is too loud. They don't try to mix it in terms of like, oh, this is like ambient party noise. Like this is like a person playing a piano in the background. It's very faint. No, this is like louder than the dialogue.
Yeah.
So it's like, what are you guys talking about right now?
Yeah.
You're talking about like trying to find this painting, but like I didn't catch half the words that you were saying.
And like I was saying to you, every scene is interview, and then they go back to eat food. Yeah. Interview, eat food at the precinct or whatever.
Yeah.
But basically, while all this is happening, is the main FBI girl, Harper, is sort of, she keeps running into the guy from the dumpster at all these different places. So they're kind of like building up a relationship. Little does she know, he's the Santa who's stealing.
Yeah.
Because they both love art. So they keep seeing each other at like art galleries, running into each other. So you have like 15 minutes of talking about who knows, like God knows what they're talking about.
Yeah.
And then eventually, somehow, the FBI agent Harper gets led to where the Santa guy works, his business. How does she get there?
Sorry, say that one more time.
Jesus. It's like, even talking about the movie's boring. The Harper ends up going to the business of where the Santa works.
Yes.
And how does she get there?
Because the glass. So they're from the selfie so in the beginning of the movie, when the girl takes a selfie of her and Santa, they're like, those are smart glasses, and we can tell by the exact distance from his pupil to the glass, we can tell that those are smart glasses, and we can tell where he got those from.
Yes.
So then they track it down that these glasses are from his company called Smart Tech. Real original. And then they find him there. Mm-hmm. They go there, and then she's like, oh, I know you. You're from the dumpster and the art gallery and this. So I know you from everywhere. And then, so
instead of doing some FBI business and like, looking into stuff, she just flirts with him for a whole bunch.
Basically, yeah.
It's so annoying because I was saying to you, so they're looking for a black guy who dresses up as Santa.
Yeah.
And has smart glasses.
Yeah.
They go to Smart Tech Industries or whatever.
Yeah.
The guy who works there is a black guy where the glasses were shipped to. It's like, and they don't even bother to look into him really at first.
No.
It's like, okay, wouldn't you kind of be like, you look just like the guy from the photo? Like, we have a clear photo of you.
You're black. You have the smart glasses. You're really interested into art.
Yeah. You're a handsome Santa because apparently, like, you're handsome. And apparently this is a handsome Santa.
Yeah.
You're super into art.
Yeah.
Like, he has, like, all this really expensive art on his walls.
Yeah. So,
and they don't even clue in at first.
They're like, oh, I didn't know that you liked me that much. Or whatever. It's like, oh, God, the character's not... So, for this FBI agent being the smartest girl ever, she's the dumbest broad
she's really
ever.
dumb,
so it's like, oh my God, like you can't put two and two together. Detective Lopez is like sitting there like kind of like, oh, these guys are really hitting it off.
Yeah.
My prediction was that since this chick was an orphan, this was going to be her brother. That was like the bad Santa, most wanted Santa guy. I thought it was going to be her brother, and there was like almost like a Luke Skywalker kind of, you know, connection there.
Yeah.
And I was like, ooh.
Because they keep going to kiss, but they don't.
But they don't
So
kiss.
it's like, this is why they're not kissing.
We can't. And I'm like, oh, it's going to allude to the fact that they're like related somehow.
Yeah, yeah.
And that'd be kind of weird, but it would be kind of funny.
Interesting too.
Like
Give me
a
something.
weird twist.
Yeah,
And turns out they're not related.
No.
So that was kind of boring.
Yeah.
Then so they go to Smart Tech. God, I'm just like, I'm boring myself talking about this movie.
They go to Smart Tech, nothing happens because nothing ever happens in this movie.
No.
So then, basically, cutting to the chase, she knows what painting was stolen, so she asks the art gallery lady if she can get this exact painting.
Yeah.
And she says yes. So she goes to get it from her art gallery, and Santa's there.
Yeah.
So then she's like, pretty much starts to clue in that this is the guy.
This is the guy that's stealing all the paintings.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So she's gonna look into this a bit. Goes to his apartment because she's starting to clue in. You know, she goes to his apartment.
Yeah.
She knocks. He opens the door. He's all oiled up, no shirt on.
Really oiled up, like The Rock oiled up.
Yeah. So she's basically like, "I know you're Santa."
Yeah.
And then he's like, "We can't talk about this now. I need to put a shirt on." They're in his apartment. Mm-hmm. So instead of just waiting for him to put a shirt on, they decide to meet like in a few hours.
Yeah.
In this forest where he tells her to meet her, where he promises her it'll snow, it'll be a white Christmas for some reason. So he wants to admit something to her in the forest.
Yeah.
She's so stupid. Like,
so she goes to this forest, and then she's like, all suspicious. She's like, I know you're the Santa. And he's like, what?
Yeah.
She's like, I know you're the Santa. And he's like, so you think I'm Santa? And then they're like talking about chopping down this Christmas tree that they're standing beside. And she's like, no, you can't do that. This is private property. So he's chopping it down. And she's like, stop, FBI.
Yeah.
Halt or whatever. And like, which was the lamest line ever.
Yeah. FBI, halt. Don't chop down that tree.
Yeah. He's like, I own this tree. I own this property. And then he's like, I do want to confess something to you. So it's like, oh, okay, he's going to confess that he's Santa.
Yeah.
And then they both, at the same time, he says, I love you. She says, what did she say? I know you're Santa or something like that?
Yeah. And then he's like, you thought I was going to bring you here to tell you I'm Santa?
Yeah. And then
I love you.
She's all thrown off that he loves her, and he's all thrown off that she thinks he's Santa. And then she feels betrayed.
Yeah, he gets a little toxic. He starts going, don't you know? Can't you feel the love between us?
Yeah.
It's like, dude, you don't know this really. Like,
yeah. And kind of just before that happened, because the art dealer lady, she has a henchman who is supposed to be investigating this FBI girl and finding out who she really is. And so when Bad Santa and God, what's her name, Harper, are chopping down the Christmas tree, this henchman guy gets the most perfect photo of them like making out,
kissing.
Yeah. Like, I'm not talking like no coverage at all. Like, he's like 15 feet away from them. Gets the most perfect photo ever.
Yeah, like it literally looks like he was standing right there, and like it's like a perfect photo.
Just took a photo with his phone.
Yeah, like,
and
how was he hiding there?
Yeah, it did not make sense at all. So then he brings that back, shows the art dealer chick. She gets all like, oh,
yeah, she's like a little jealous.
She's a little jealous because she liked him.
She likes him.
And I mean, she kind of knew that she was a cop, I think. No, he showed her that.
Well, he's like, not only he knows she's a cop now because she yelled FBI halt. He's like, not only is she a cop, look at this photo. They're in love or whatever.
Yeah. And then, both of them, he reveals that both her and Diaz are, Lopez.
Diaz, I was like, who's Diaz?
Her and Lopez are both cops.
Yeah.
And then they try to like, what happens after that? They like try to set up this art dealer chick.
So they're basically going to like, I assume like kill this well, it seems like the art dealer chick's wants to like kill the FBI agent in a way.
Yeah, basically.
Because she goes, okay, I have your painting. Meet at a warehouse.
Yeah.
And we'll sell you the painting. So they go back to the precinct, tell the sergeant what's going on. So he's in like an FBI van outside this warehouse. They have 3 people outside of the warehouse waiting for something to happen.
Yeah.
There's like 2 guys and one guy dressed up in jogging clothes, which comes into play eventually. So Harper goes in with Diaz into the warehouse.
Yeah.
The mood is all not good. It's like all red lighting coming in there.
Very like, kind of evil and like, not evil, but like just like very like, ooh.
Yeah, so she's like kind of walking through these like drape things.
Yeah.
You think someone's going to come out with a gun or something. And then all of a sudden this sappy music starts and I'm like, wait, I thought this was going to be an action scene. Why is there sappy music? So she like goes through a drape and she sees Santa there.
Yeah.
So it confirms to her that Santa's
the art thief.
The thief. So maybe the art dealer wasn't trying to kill her. She was just trying to prove that her boyfriend is the guy stealing.
Drive a wedge between them.
Yeah, drive a wedge. So she notices, has her gun. So I'm like, oh, she's going to have to shoot him because this is her duty as an FBI agent to apprehend this man. But he just runs out the back door.
She doesn't even chase him. No one tries to chase him.
No one tries to chase him. Even the guy in the jogging clothes.
Yeah.
Like they have 3 people out there. The one guy's dressed to run.
Yeah.
And no one chases after him.
They're all doing surveillance. These cops do not know how to do their job.
No.
Which, by the way, when she's like walking through the curtains and she's like pointing the gun at him, she's like, oh my God, Chris?
Yeah.
And then he's like, it's not what it looks like.
Yeah.
There was the most weirdest, jarring sort of like sequence of cuts.
Yeah.
Because all you hear is like, we got a suspect on the move. And it's like, who's moving?
Yeah.
And then like you see Lopez kind of coming through the curtains and it's like cut in between 3 different people, but at different angles. And it's like, what is going on right now? They both have their guns drawn. So yeah, you're like, ooh, like what's going to happen?
Yeah, exactly.
No one fires a shot. No one uses their gun. No action happens. He runs away. Cops don't even try to catch him.
Mm-hmm. I like that Chris is like, it's not what it looks like. He's literally unraveling an expensive painting. It's like, Chris, it's exactly what it looks like. Like you're just a dirty liar.
Yeah, literally.
Gaslighting this chick.
Yeah. And so like he gets away. So that just confirms her suspicion. Yeah. Like she even like says to him, what was it? In his apartment, I think. Was it in her apartment or even after that? She was like, you're my number 1 suspect.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
like, okay, then take him in for questioning.
I know, do your damn job.
If you're like, I have reason to think that this man has stolen a $15 million painting, I'm going to bring you in for questioning.
Yeah.
Like, that's how that works, really.
Yeah.
You're tied to it this way. What?
Yeah, I know.
And then it's like, when she tells Lopez that this guy like professed his love to her, they're like, now you got to choose the right thing. Is it your career or falling in love with this guy? And it's like, I'm not sure that's not how that works.
Yeah, he's the criminal.
Like,
you caught the guy.
Yeah, so like, literally, if you don't arrest this guy, you're literally, what's it called?
Obstructing justice.
Yeah. You're basically helping this guy out.
Yeah, and abiding with the criminal. Like guilty by association now at this point. Yeah,
literally. So like you're gonna go to jail,
and
it
doesn't make sense anyways, because even if she decided not to arrest him, don't they have to give this information to someone like at the head of the FBI? And aren't they still going to pursue it?
Yeah,
like it's just the 2 of them, and if they don't do anything, then it's all forgotten. Like it makes no sense.
Because kind of going back into about the middle way part of this movie, you find out that he's like stealing these paintings and these precious art pieces because they were originally stolen. So he's stealing them back and then selling them on the black market to the original museums or art galleries or something like that, and then he's giving this money to the people who were wronged by these criminals. So the first one is the successful capital finance guy, laid off like 60 people, and then he sells that painting, gives $250,000 to each laid off employee, which equals up to about 15 million.
Equals exactly 15 million. Yeah.
Oh my God. And so they're like, oh my God, that's 15 million. And then you realize that the girl who is trying to find the painting for Harper,
like the art dealer,
like kicked out, like took over this, what was it called? It's
like a women's shelter.
Took over this women's shelter to have her own art dealer house or whatever.
Yeah.
And so she kicked them all out. And then you find out the original lady that like like managed this women's shelter got like a present worth like $1 million or something like that, which equaled the amount of the pipe.
Yeah.
And
it doesn't make sense though, because it's supposed to be like he's selling the artwork, but then later they mentioned that he just gave it back to where the rightful owners.
Yeah, so it didn't.
So where's he getting the money from them?
I don't know.
I think they kind of allude to that he steals also the replicas of the paintings. So maybe he's like selling the replica on the black market.
Oh, maybe.
Because why else would they make the point of that? Why else did he steal the replica?
Yeah, I think the writers lost track.
I think they lost track.
Like, I don't know what we're doing anymore. Let's just try and wrap this up.
Yeah, totally, exactly. I know that feeling. Yeah.
So you kind of find out that he's been giving all this money back to these people that have been wronged. Mm-hmm. Which again, these scenes lasted for well, actually, not the guy who was laid off. That lasted like 30 seconds.
Totally. Later it shows like a cutscene of him like looking at his phone and smiling.
Yeah, I got 250 grand.
Yeah, which is crazy. That's a lot of money.
That is a lot of money. And then like the one with the woman at the women's shelter lasts for so long because they're making Christmas bows, and dude, they
all never end.
They all never end. Yeah. So what is it? I can't remember where we were at after that.
So basically, she finds out that Santa's the guy stealing it. So you think now there's going to be this big issue, but she kind of just doesn't care.
She doesn't care anymore.
She's literally more worried about her love for him. So she doesn't care. She doesn't pursue it. All of a sudden, they're going after the art dealer who's buying art from the black market.
Yeah.
So they start to put a sting on her to catch her.
Yeah.
Because...
So it's like, why wouldn't he try to prove that these people like wronged them? Why wouldn't he try to prove, oh yeah, I just laid off all these people? Instead of stealing the art, theft is theft. He's stealing it from someone, even if it was stolen. It's still theft. Mm-hmm. You're stealing something worth $15 million that's not yours.
Yeah.
And then you're selling it back. Like, it doesn't matter.
No.
So like, I don't know.
So he sends her a letter explaining to Harper everything he's doing and why he's doing it, which we already know and she already knows from the movie.
Yeah.
So he's saying, I steal from the rich and give to the poor because blah, blah, blah. So she kind of is like, and she's smiling while she's reading it. And she's like, kind of like she's like finally understanding what he's doing, even though she knew all along.
Yeah. So
he had like admits everything to her. And then they get a phone call and they're like, a necklace has just been stolen from a famous artist.
Yeah.
Named something. What's her name?
Selena Hawkins.
From Hawkins. So they go to investigate with Hawkins, and Hawkins has this necklace stolen, and she's like, I think I know who it was. There was a handsome man at my house yesterday. And then Hawkins starts telling a story about how she gave birth to a baby and adopted it. So you start to realize that Harper's the baby.
Yeah.
Santa stole the necklace just so Harper would show up and be reunited. So he could have just told her in the letter.
Like, yeah, your mom is Selena Hawkins.
Yeah, but instead he decided to steal the necklace just to get her there.
Oh, God.
So she finds out who her mom is. Then it cuts to they were just putting a sting on the art dealer. So she bought that necklace that he stole from Hawkins.
Yeah.
And now the sergeant is pretending to be an art buyer. Yeah. So he goes to buy the necklace for like $2 million.
Yeah.
She goes to sell it to him. He goes to buy it. It shows him texting Harper and he goes, move in.
Yeah.
They rush in, arrest the art dealer.
And yeah.
Which is such bullshit because I was saying this to you. They arrest the art dealer and all is well that ends well. Even though he still stole everything. And the thing is, they arrest this art dealer who was buying stolen art from Santa.
Yeah.
So she would go to prison and then rat him out.
Be like, oh yeah, it was Chris North.
And then they would go arrest Chris North. But the movie doesn't even acknowledge that that's a possibility.
No.
Like as she's getting arrested, she would go, "Is Chris North? Like you want you want the guy? I'm just a little guy.
I have information for you.
Yeah, but nah.
This guy did all my dirty work for me.
Yeah. Chris North isn't even nervous that he's going to get caught.
No.
Like I'd be nervous.
Oh, no.
The person I was selling to.
Care. No.
Yeah, I'd be like, oh, boy.
Yeah.
I'm done for.
He doesn't move away. He doesn't go. He doesn't move away to the North Pole. That would have been hilarious too. She gets the note and it's like, love Chris, and then it shows him like in the North Pole writing it or something.
Yeah,
that would be hilarious.
I expected it to end with him being Santa, which it kind of does.
Not
really.
I mean, like everyone refers to him as Santa.
Yeah,
because he wears a Santa suit.
Yes. God. So she's in the precinct. Everything's been solved. Everyone's happy. Lopez is going to get it on with the sergeant because she was in love with him the whole movie.
Yeah.
And they admit their love to each other, and
Under mistletoe.
They kiss. Harper's all happy, and then she looks at the Christmas tree in the precinct, and there's a package there for her.
Yeah.
From Chris North, and it's a valuable piece of art that's like $100,000 of the shittiest drawn Santa I've ever seen, and he just rolled it up.
Yeah, he didn't even
put it in like a brown paper bag.
He's not very good at protecting precious artwork.
100,000, even though I think it's only worth 100,000 because that's how much he bid for it.
Yeah, he was
because
the
money
one.
from this painting goes to like sick kids with cancer in the hospital.
So that was a sick kid.
So he gives her this painting, which is god awful. She definitely threw it out right away.
Yeah.
And then she's kind of walking down the street all happy, and then there's a Santa on the street ringing a bell
again in an alleyway. Like not on a street. It's definitely behind like one of the offices that they work at.
Yeah, and she's so stupid that she puts a bill in his like collection money thing and looks at him for like a full 10 seconds and doesn't even realize it's Chris.
Oh, hello, Chris.
Yeah, she's like, and he's like, "What do you want for Christmas?" And again, back to the beginning, she's like, "Something I can't get." And he's like, "Really?" And then she clues in it's Chris. It's like, you stupid idiot! You couldn't tell that it's the guy you've been like seeing this whole movie that you know is a Santa.
Yeah.
So he takes off his beard,
kisses her.
They kiss.
Reunites her with her mom, her long lost mom.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Right at the end, reunites them. They're like, and then the mom is like, "You are my greatest art piece ever." Thank you, Mom.
It shows them reuniting, and we're like, "Oh, the movie's over." The camera pans over down the street to the Santa from the beginning
What's
of
his
the
name
movie.
Again? Something Aquino.
Joe DeQuino.
Joe DeQuino.
He looks at the camera.
He breaks the fourth wall.
And then what does he say? "What do you want for Christmas?" Or something stupid.
Really dumb. Like, Christmas miracles do come true.
Yeah, and then he winks.
And he winks at the camera. It's like...
And then he starts ringing his bell, so I thought like he was going to go all glittery and disappear.
So there's no real Santa.
There's no real Santa.
Unless it's Joe DeQuino.
I think they just wanted to go, "Look at me, I'm a kind of a famous actor.
Yeah.
I'm wrapping this movie up.
This is my final send-off."
It was the worst ending ever.
Oh, it was terrible. It was an hour and 23 minutes long.
Yeah. Throwing those commercials, it's like an hour and 45.
Ugh. It's like that movie could have been 25 minutes shorter. It could have been an hour long, and it still...
For sure. And we were hoping, because at the beginning it shows her kind of like apprehend the guy who stole her purse with some like sweet move.
Yeah.
So we're like, okay, you know, she's going to kick some ass later or something.
Yeah, yeah.
No one does anything. Every movie we watch on Tubi, it's people standing in a room that looks like it's like a showing for like selling a house or something, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
You know they're shooting a porno later in that same room.
Oh, definitely.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So we were on, say what we saw on Letterboxd too.
Yeah. Oh, say while we saw on Letterboxd?
Yeah.
Okay. Give me 2 seconds. Let me find it.
It was shocking.
Yeah, so I was trying to find some things like, oh, what's the budget? What's some of like the trivia? And then I go on Letterboxd and I seen some of the reviews. And the first review I see, it says, "One of the secondary actors clearly has an erection in a scene about 53 minutes in, and they just leave it in." So that's the kind of movie this is.
Yeah. So we instantly went to 53 minutes in.
I was like, no way that's possible. So we skipped to the part where this person said that there's a boner.
Yeah, it's kind of like the henchman.
I don't know why we were so quick to jump on this.
Well, you gotta see.
You gotta see if they did. So we find it, and it's debatable.
It's debatable. He definitely like the guy. So it's the henchman of the art dealer who's spying on Harper and the Santa.
Yeah.
And she's like, you know, go follow them and spy on them. And he's definitely packing something there. Someone described it as a chub.
His chubster?
His chubster. I would say it's more of a chub than a full out erection. Like Jordan and I were expecting like a full schlong, like down one leg, you know, like
really defined.
Yeah, because there's a lot of people kissing in this movie, like a lot. So we were like, oh, it's going to be like a kissing scene, and one of them got a boner. Yeah. But he's just like standing there.
Yeah, he's never been around like pretty women before.
This guy looks like a dweeb. So I'm imagining like, ooh, it's a shady production. He's surrounded by some like good-looking women. Yeah. He's just like got a boner. And it's like fully like...
It's in the frame.
If he like fell forward, it would like hit her face. Like he's like right like parallel with her face.
Yeah. I think he was going half chub.
Yeah, definitely flat. I mean, his pants are so tight, so I think he's just got big old balls. And they're just like really like squished up. He probably had a lot of like pain when he got off set. Like, fuck. Yeah. My balls have been squished all day.
A lot of reviews are at the same star rating. One, it says shout out to the police chief who wanted to fuck all the pastries.
Yeah.
And that couldn't be more accurate, because every time he takes a bite of a cookie, he's like, oh.
Even Lopez
like,
does that. She goes, oh.
Yeah. It's like, what is in these pastries?
Yeah,
man?
I know.
Like, so that's what I found on Letterboxd. Like, that was the funniest thing I've ever read. And I was like, there's no way that they let, like, I understand leaving a reflection in.
Yeah.
But, like, even as the actor, if you have, like, a half chub going on, you got to be, like, you got to be aware.
Oh, for sure.
Be like, is this on, like, you know.
Definitely. I think it was just way too tight, and he's just, packing a lot.
God.
It made me want to go back, like I was saying to you, in all these really crappy movies when there's like makeout scenes. For now on, I'm paying attention to the groin area, because I guarantee some of them are getting boners, and I definitely want to spot them. Because also in this movie, everyone has such tight clothes on.
They do, yeah.
So I would love to go back and skip through and all these stupid Tubi movies. We should start doing the boner count.
The boner count.
And see if we can spot boners in these movies. Because like these untrained actors who are like, some of them are like 3 movie things, are making out with these people.
Yeah.
Wearing the tightest clothes ever.
I
guarantee you can see some stuff.
Okay. We can, we can, that can
we'll
be
just
added.
mention it from now on if we saw a boner,
We'll call this Tubi Roulette or something, because this was like all by random and by chance.
We'll do it again. Hopefully, the issue with this movie too is the plot was like convoluted and overly complicated. Right when I found out she was adopted, I was like, who cares? It's now just making it way more complicated,
There's now a different subplot that you're like going to be focusing on or not get the answers to. Is like, because if they alluded to that, it's like, wait, so what happened?
I know. Right? And you just want the movie to be over. So you're like, now they got to explain her adoption.
Yeah.
Oh, she's going to find the real mom.
Yeah.
It's just horrible.
This movie was garbage.
It was garbage. It was funny for the fact of how bad it was, but not like funny stuff was happening. No. We were just laughing at how bored we were.
Yeah. It was supposed to be like, it was labeled as a comedy. Let me look at the tags real quick. Hold on.
And they do try to put in comedy. Like there's like puns.
They try so hard.
The girl who plays Lopez is so exhaustingly annoying.
Oh, yeah. Comedy drama. That's what it's tagged as. Not a comedy because it's not funny.
No. They try. But every time someone says a joke, they keyframe up close to their face.
They do, yeah. Also, side note, the one girl who plays the manager of the women's shelter, we looked up her resume. I think it's pretty impressive.
Yeah. It's like Star Wars. I think it was Rise of the Skywalker or whatever that movie's called.
Let me scroll back here. There's a lot of dog shit on here too.
Oh, no.
Are you looking at
It was on Letterboxd.
The Lego Star Wars?
No.
The Skywalker saga?
Wait, let me see.
Was that the one?
No, it was on Letterboxd. That's a video game.
Yeah. So if I go to Letterboxd, okay. Let me look.
I think she was in Rise of Skywalker. If that's a movie.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
I don't think they have video game credits on Letterboxd.
No. So let me just look.
So she must play a pretty big character to also be in the Lego version.
I don't know about that one. Most Wanted Santa. Her name was Carolyn Hennessy. Oh, she was. So yeah, okay. So Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker, Click, Terminator 3, Legally Blonde 2, Bambi 2, Fatal Affair. Anything else here?
Fatal Affair. Can I see that poster? Oh God.
I don't know. I thought that sounded familiar. Fatal
Affair. I think one day we were on Tubi with like Peplo and we went to watch that movie and we were laughing because it sounds like Fatal Attraction.
It does, yeah. Other than that, there's a lot of dog shit on here too. So
yeah. So she's been in some stuff.
So the most recent thing would probably be, I think, that Rise of Skywalker. No, 2019. So this was so that was before.
Oof.
It doesn't say what she played.
You probably have to scroll through a lot of the cast to find that.
People,
but she was also in the game. So I bet you she was a big character. Luke's mom.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find her real quick, because like that's a pretty big movie to be in.
Mm-hmm. She like wasn't awful in it. Nah, she was actually. I was about to say she wasn't awful.
She I don't know who she played.
Yeah,
it says Demeen Lithe.
Yeah,
so probably just some side character.
Yeah.
Still, you're in that's a big movie to be in.
Pretty good.
Like, being in Click. I don't know. Like,
She probably played Adam Sandler's mom.
probably.
Or like one of the persons he freezes and like farts in their face or whatever he does in that movie. I can't remember that movie.
I don't see her name.
Doesn't he fart in David Hasselhoff's face in that movie?
Yeah, because he's being a chode. Kathy O'Doyle.
Mm.
So whoever that is. It's not his mom.
No, okay.
So someone. So her top 4 are like, I guess, pretty notable. I mean, like Legally Blonde 2. Like, I don't know. So a couple of these actors kind of hit rock bottom being in these.
For sure.
I think it was just a quick payday.
Hey man, if you got like I'm sure there's like a running like bottom rate that you have to get paid. So
Yeah.
they probably got paid, a couple thousand.
Just for, and like she had a small role, so.
Yeah,
guess it was
I would do
worthwhile.
it. I also felt bad because there's like some emotional scenes at the end where when Harper meets her mom, she has to like cry, and I'm like, I feel so bad for these people who like have to act for this garbage.
Really act, yeah.
It's like, oh, the whole time you're on set, you just must know. So you either just have to have a sense of humor about it,
Yeah.
and go along with it. But like the girl playing Lopez was like coming off like she was trying too hard, and it was like
Oh, yeah,
it was
terrible.
cringy, too cringy for me sometimes.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, she would do this weird like mocking voice all the time.
Yeah,
it was
like
really
high
bad.
pitched.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was brutal. There's like a scene where they decide to like Harper and Lopez to like team up, and they decide like what they're gonna do. And like normally in these types of scenes, there's like a wardrobe change, and it shows them walking in slow motion down
Yeah.
like the street. This
Yeah.
time there's no wardrobe change; it just shows them walking down the street in slow mo, and they're like,
Slow motion to like this really badass heavy song, and it's like,
and they're walking like they're all like badass. It was just horrible. That was probably one of the worst scenes of the movie.
Yeah,
that
it
was
made
like
no
cringing
sense.
me out.
yeah, because it didn't make sense. They didn't do a wardrobe change. They didn't like change up their appearance at all.
No, they just like leave the precinct and then they're in slow mo because they decided to team up. Mm-hmm. And it's like normally these types of movies, it's like they're told to team up by like someone higher up. Mm-hmm. This one they kind of decide to team up, but they like don't want to,
Yeah.
but they still decide to. It's like
Yeah,
you got to have the guy telling you to that you have to team up. Mm-hmm. Like that's the whole point.
and then they got to be reluctant about it. It's like, no, you two are a team now
Yeah,
with her.
yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
But it's not. They're just like, you want to work together.
Yeah,
I
usually work
guess.
alone,
Yeah,
and you're gonna blow my cover. And what's your cover? Well, usually a hooker and a
yeah.
homeless person. It's like, it's not funny.
No. Yeah, they're trying to be, and then she acts like that's like bad cover. That's hard to do. You gotta be a hooker is like insane undercover work,
yeah.
man. The shit you gotta do as an undercover hooker,
Yeah,
you gotta be a hooker. So she's acting like just a hooker.
yeah.
That's harder than going undercover as an art dealer. Come on. The hooker's the harder job.
Yeah.
Just horrible movie.
Yeah, terrible. What's your rating?
I don't know, dude. Like I feel awful. It's like I really can't think of anything redeemable about it. I don't want
Yeah.
to go too low because we're gonna watch worse than this for sure. I'm gonna say a. Oh, dude! I literally can't think of anything redeemable. It wasn't funny. I think the funniest thing was the oiled up guy, and that's not even funny. But it's like if I had to think about it,
Yeah.
I would give it a. Wow, dude! I don't know. Like I want to say like a 1.1, but 1 star might be too much. I kind of want to say a 0.7.
1.7?
I'll go 1.1.
1.1. Yeah. I'll sit.
Yeah.
See, most people gave it a 1 star, 1.5 stars.
1.5 means there was something redeemable past 1. I want to know what that is.
Yeah.
It's like, what is that?
I don't know.
I can't. Like, I don't know. Someone wrote it wasn't. At least it wasn't painful to watch. I thought it was. Pretty painful.
Pretty painful.
Yeah.
I'll give it 1.3. 1 point. 1 point.
Come join the dark side. 1.1.
1.2.
Damn. Really? Okay.
Yeah. It sucked.
Yeah. It was pretty bad.
It sucked.
Yeah. Even us trying to explain it shows like how it wasn't even like interesting to explain.
Yeah.
And it's exhausting because we just watched it and it was horribly boring. And then we're like, now we got to go talk about it and like relive it.
Yeah. So it's double the exhaustion.
Double
on
the
our part.
exhaustion for sure. Yeah, I would never watch it again. I wouldn't even recommend it as like a so bad it's good.
Yeah.
It's just not
It's
good.
just bad.
Yeah, because we like bad movies. I like bad movies.
Yeah. So yeah. I don't know.
Like I don't know what was the hardest we laughed at.
Seeing the chub.
Yeah, maybe the chub. Maybe yeah.
Once
other
we
than
saw that, it was kind of funny.
Yeah.
But other than that, there was nothing.
Yeah.
Like, again, like you said, we laughed out of like almost like frustration.
Like,
oh.
like every time an ad, it would count down 7 seconds to ads. We're like, oh my god, check how much. I think the hardest we laughed was when we checked how much time was left.
Yeah,
and there was 40 minutes or something.
No, we were at like 45, 48, and we still had what?
It's like an hour and 27, so almost 45 minutes.
Almost.
It was like we had like 40 minutes left. We're like, holy god.
Yeah,
that made us laugh. But
yeah, so our suffering made us laugh.
Yeah,
pretty much. Well, that was The Most Wanted Santa. If you want to watch it, go ahead and let us know what you think. It's basically a Hallmark movie. It's got that vibe, like that too polished vibe, and that really bad story.
Watch it for the boner. You might think it was more of a boner than we did.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Check it out for that.
Yeah.
At least go to the movie and cut to 53, whatever.
I'll give it the amount of inches that the boner was, so 1.2.
Okay, I think that's a good explanation for why you gave it that. Yeah. He had a lot more width than length. Oh god,
that's disgusting.
It was disgusting.
Yeah. So Tubi, I think I like the Tubi Roulette.
I love the Tubi Roulette.
We're gonna definitely do it again, and we'll definitely do the same thing where we do a dice roll. And
I think the way to do it is like care less about breaking down the plot and just talk about the shittiness of it.
Oh yeah,
because like breaking down the plot's exhausting for this type of movie.
Yeah,
trying to remember, especially when it's this convoluted. Like I was like, please don't be like a little bit complicated. And it was not that it was complicated, but there was just too much happening.
Yeah, there wasn't like that many bad acting moments. Like I think like they're all mediocre. Except for the Lopez chick who, like does the high pitched voices, and it's like, oh, that's annoying.
I think she was the worst actor.
Yeah, the best actor I'll say was probably Bad Santa.
I think so too.
Like, despite him always doing the Dwayne the Rock Johnson face, he was like, he acted like he.
You about to say he carried the movie?
No, he carried himself like he would be like a successful businessman in a way. Like he looked like a successful.
Yeah, like I could buy him working at Smart Tech.
Yeah, looked like that. So
he's disciplined, he's ripped.
Yeah, he was the best part, I think. Best actor. Sorry.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I would say the best part. I don't know. It all sucked. Maybe the stupid Santa at the end because that was hilarious.
Yeah,
Joe DeQuino, whatever his name. Yeah.
God, we can't even remember any of the names.
No, I know.
Like that's how bad this movie was.
Yeah.
But yeah.
What's his name inside? I think his name's Todd Gack.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. Because like Kramer throws like all the pennies at him for the cigars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Todd Gack. Yeah. But yeah.
Oh. Ooh. Yeah, okay. So I have a hypothetical for you.
Okay.
Get your quick opinion on it.
Okay.
How you would feel about something like this. So in some TV shows, right? It may be more like children's TV shows, right? They make a movie, right? So like SpongeBob.
Yeah.
Jimmy Neutron. Or was that the other way around? They made a movie, then a TV show.
Oh. Yeah, Jimmy Neutron was a movie first, I think.
Yeah, I think that's what I thought too.
Mm-hmm.
So probably more common in children's TV shows, but maybe some other TV shows they make like a special movie for it.
Mm-hmm.
How would you feel if Seinfeld made a TV movie, like a movie after a TV show?
So it was a movie first and a TV show, or
movie after the TV show?
Like if it came out now, you mean?
If it came out, maybe let's say the movie came out 2-3 years after the show.
I feel like I love Seinfeld, but I feel like it was starting to get to the point where it was jumping the shark a bit in the last season. But I would watch it because I feel like some of my favorite episodes of Seinfeld are the double length episodes.
Yeah, but let's just say because you said like near the end of those seasons is like the rating was like kind of like a little iffy. But they brought back like Larry David, some of the original writers,
and I'm sure it'd be fine.
Yeah,
like I feel like like again, like I'm saying, the 45-minute episodes, like the double length, are my favorite ones. You have like the pilot when they're making the pilot, which is my all-time favorite Seinfeld episode. You have the one when they're driving the Kramer and Newman are driving the cans, across to get the refund, and Jerry's car gets stolen by the mechanic. Yeah, you have the one where Jerry's dad is selling the raincoats. Yeah, and the Close Talker and Schindler's List. So I think it'd be good. I'd watch it. Yeah. I think if it didn't try to have an ending, like I think the problem with sitcoms when they end, like Seinfeld, they try to wrap up the story, which you should never do because the sitcoms are supposed to never end. That's the whole point. Yeah. So I think that's why people hate the last episodes of sitcoms, because like they try to give it an ending. We don't want to see Jerry and Elaine like part and their friend group part. It's just like, so as long as the movie ended just like a long Seinfeld episode with a good twist at the end, everything comes together, then I'd probably like it.
Okay.
But if it was like showing them part and like, I think I hate when shows do that.
It's a tough thing. I mean, like some movies that were TV shows, like they do a good job. I think the SpongeBob movie was good. It was funny.
Hell yeah! And the SpongeBob movie was supposed to end SpongeBob. That was the whole point.
Really?
Yeah. So SpongeBob was supposed to end there.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's weird.
And then it didn't.
Oh. Well.
Now it's
and
just.
then they made like a couple other movies.
Yeah, which never is good.
Yeah.
And then like the Steve, what's his name, Hillenberg or whatever the creator's name is. He like didn't want any spin-offs or any more SpongeBob, and then he died, and they just like ripped that.
Oh, of course.
So now they've like made Patrick spin-offs, Sandy spin-offs. It's
really?
like, oh, dude, you're like disrespecting the guy's wish, you know?
That's lame.
Yeah.
So that was my hypothetical. Be interested to know what your thoughts.
I think it would work. Like the Simpsons movie is good, and that's what they did. They brought back all the original writers.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would be, if they announced the Seinfeld movie now, I'd probably be excited.
Now?
Yeah, I'd watch it.
Ooh, really?
It would be annoying. It would be like literally like
it'd be a lot of modern day comedy.
Exactly, like jokes online when they do modern day Seinfeld, which I like.
Yeah.
But it would be Seinfeld but modern day.
Yeah.
Which is basically Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Yeah. You'd have to do it in the same sort of structure.
Yeah.
Same sort of style, like filming style as what the show was.
Yeah.
Because if you do it too much like modern, it's like it's kind of that really harsh separation. It's like, oh,
for sure. Yeah. And I feel like that's what Curb does. And sometimes even Curb is little like the Blackberry suicide note. Like, it's like, I don't know. I don't want to hear them talking about like blackberries and stuff, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. You want to keep it like what's familiar to you.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was just curious because I feel like that question's been on my mind is like, how would you, like a hardcore fan feel about a movie? Would you rather leave it as what it was now, or would you want to see something like that?
I don't know. I'm not like the type of person where I feel like something new could ruin the legacy.
Yeah. Do you think they should
make another one? No,
like
everyone's so old it'll be distracting.
Yeah.
And then they'll just do something stupid.
Jerry's kids.
Yeah.
Maybe all their kids getting together. Oh yeah, no, that wouldn't work.
And like you've seen Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Yeah.
So they kind of do an episode where they're making the Seinfeld reunion. So I feel like that's the closest we got. And in that Seinfeld reunion, Jerry was a sperm donor to Elaine, so he's the real father of her kids, and it's just like way too convoluted. It's like if they just kept it the same old, but then it'd be weird seeing 70-year-old Jerry still in his apartment going, "Oh my god, my date," you know? It'd be like what? So they probably can't do it. Ooh, imagine if they like de-age them to like look like the 90s.
That wouldn't look good. That would not look
good.
good.
But yeah, I would if the movie already existed, I wouldn't have a problem with it.
Oh, okay.
You know,
we'll see if they come up with one. Like a reunion,
the Seinfeld movie,
either a reunion episode or a reunion movie. A movie they probably wouldn't do, but maybe an episode or a season.
Jerry will always announce something like hint at a reunion, and we're like, ooh, what's gonna happen? Then it's some Super Bowl ad of him and George like at a restaurant. It's like, oh Christ,
that's lame. But they probably wouldn't want to get Michael Richards back on. I don't know. Too much controversy with him.
I know. I wonder now if people care. Like he had a book that came out, and it seems like people are kind of slowly forgetting about that, or like letting it. You know, I don't know. But like his book did really well, and I don't know. He was on Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee, Jerry's show, and he was in Curb, and they even directly talk about that issue in Curb. So I don't know.
I don't know.
Poor Kramer. Poor Kramer. Fuck him. I mean, poor the character Kramer getting tainted by that.
Yeah.
But I've also heard Michael Richards was like an asshole on set.
Oh yeah. I think you told me that before. Yeah.
So it's like, ooh, God.
Anyways,
that
was our review or our experience with Most Wanted Santa.
Oh yeah. I don't know what an early Christmas thing. Hopefully around Christmas we're gonna do a nice Christmas special. Got special stuff planned.
Hopefully, around the fireplace.
Trying to convince Jordan that we do a dice roll on a D6 to see how many Hallmark movies we have to watch in a row. Okay. So imagine if we roll a D6.
If we roll a 6,
that's all day, baby.
That'd be brutal.
That would be brutal. We would have to like.
I mean, but what if we get a 1? That's perfect.
Then that's just 1. Yeah,
that's just 1.
Even like a 3 would be like, ooh. But I'm assuming they're pretty short.
Yeah, probably about like an hour and a half.
That's the most it should be. They're all going to be the same anyways.
Yeah.
So we'll have to try to choose ones that are a little different.
Yeah.
But
we saw one on Netflix that looked like utter shit.
What was it called again?
Hot Frosty.
Hot Frosty. We got to watch that. Hot Frosty.
When we do our Hallmark sort of Christmas movies, that'll be on the list for sure.
Hot Frosty for sure.
Frosty, yeah.
we have another movie possibly planned for Christmas, and we'll see.
Yeah.
That might just be on the list too. But
I think so.
Hot Frosty.
Okay. Well, I guess this will wrap up our 5th episode. I guess be on the lookout. We don't really know what we're doing next, but we'll keep you updated on the Instas.
Yeah, we have some ideas, I feel like, but yeah. We don't want to make any promises. It's probably best sometimes to not mention things in case they don't happen. You know? That's
true. Yeah. Unless, if we're for sure about something, we'll probably mention it.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
If not, maybe we'll just find a random movie and then just talk about it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Anyways, that was fun.
All right. Yeah. Stay tuned for
what time
episode 6.
is it?
I know this has been an all-day
7
thing.
o'clock.
We've been doing this since 11.
Yeah, we set up at 11. Let's just say we finished setting up around like 11:20.
Yeah.
We did our 4th episode. Then we took a break, watched Most Wanted Santa, and then now this, and we're calling it quits for the end of the day.
It's fine. I find like when we do a podcast, it's like kind of like it takes a lot out of you for some reason.
Yeah.
So doing 2 in a row, like you can tell, like you can feel it,
Oh, yeah.
which is crazy because it's just talking, but for some reason, sometimes because we plan and like look up stuff about the movie, so it feels like it takes a bit out of you.
Yeah.
By the time you're done, you're like, ooh.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, who knows? Maybe we'll do another Tubi. Tubi Roulette soon.
Hell yeah,
I would like to do one
Tubi
soon
Roulette.
again.
I love.
I think it was kind of fun.
Yeah.
Like I said, you're just gonna hear us bitching for a whole hour-ish.
And who knows? We might get a bad movie that we love.
Who
we
knows?
say you gotta watch it.
Who knows?
But until that day, it's it's not here yet. But
I guess we shouldn't really be dissing these people too hard because they made a movie.
Yeah.
Barely.
I mean, yeah. Again, I still say there's no excuse to at least like add a little spice.
Yeah.
This just feels like they didn't care.
Yeah.
I feel worse if it felt like they care. Like it's like, okay, these people tried.
Yeah.
This was like they weren't even trying to give us anything.
No.
So that's like a little unforgivable.
Yeah.
It's like you gotta give us something. Like at least move the camera interesting.
Yeah.
Or like
some cool shots.
Yeah. Like give me something.
Yeah. If you can't make up for it in the writing, make up for it in the cinematography or something.
Boners and oiled up people aren't enough. Yeah. At least, you gotta give me more, baby.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right.
Well, I guess this will wrap up this episode, and I guess we'll find out what we're doing on the next one. So I guess stay tuned.
Stay tuned on the Insta.
On the Instas, that's where we kind of keep up with a lot of things, and we post things and whatever. So
yeah, if you're listening to this out in podcast land, follow us on Instagram.
Instagram, Spotify. That's where we post things. YouTube.
Yeah.
Everything's should be all linked together. So just find us there and keep in touch.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
What was our runtime there?
Hour? Just like hour and 12 maybe?
Oh boy.